is a member of the Mice Chat Podcast Network. MicePod.com. At the moment. Now, the podcast that's nearly the same as all the others.
Warning,
You heard that.
this show contains childish adult content and is intended for immature, mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised. The views spoken are ours and ours alone, not those of any other bugger. If you're easily offended, we strongly suggest finding another podcast. Everybody neat and pretty, then on with the show.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Let's put on the show.
Growing older is mandatory. Growing up is optional. Disafterdark, the podcast that's nearly the same as all the others.
Thank you. I was even clapping myself then for no apparent reason.
So was I.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel the need to join in with everyone now. Thank you. Welcome back. Series something, episode something of Disafterdark. Does anyone actually count anymore? Does it matter? Are we ever going to release an album? Oh, this was this one. And remember on that show? I don't think it matters anymore, does it? Welcome back. I'm Paul.
Somebody will keep count.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be someone keeping tabs. I'm Nick.
Yeah. I'm Paul D.
And together we are Disafterdark. Or something.
A Disney podcast that's not the same as all the others.
Yeah. And all the other taglines we've tried at some point in the past. I was about to say other podcasts are available, but from now on, you're banned from saying that.
I know. I like the fact that that someone's told me I can't use my catchphrase anymore, which is great. But now I don't have a catchphrase to say anymore. Maybe that could be my catchphrase.
Yeah.
I don't have a catchphrase to say anymore.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll come to that in a minute. Anyway, how do people contact the show, guys?
Well, yes, if they want to suggest new catchphrases for myself, then they can visit our website at www.disafterdark.com, and they can email us at podcast@disafterdark.com.
Yep, and they can also send those catchphrases to us on Twitter at Disafterdark, facebook.com/Disafterdark, and nicechat.com.
Instagram, Pinterest, and just because I like to change things up and put things completely out of order to throw listeners out a bit. Gentlemen, what are you drinking?
And B24 Radio, which is not what I'm drinking, but that is something we have to, not have to shout it out, but we do because we're on there and we like it, and it's a good thing, and if you're not listening to it, you should be.
All right, perhaps I'll rephrase the question. Gentlemen, what have you been drinking so far? Because
does it sound like I'm drunk already?
No, maybe just me.
So I don't have a beer this week. I do have alcohol. I've just gone for a classic gin and tonic. Chin chin.
Very pleasant.
Cheers.
That's summary for you. Mr. D.
And I've got nothing to open because I opened it quite some time ago already.
Yeah.
I got a present today, a large bottle of French. It's not cider, it's cidre. It's Breton cidre. I'm sure there's a French pavilion Disney connection there, but it's pretty big even for me.
Yeah, I'm on Bulmer's crushed red berries and lime cider.
Real fruity.
And today I'm that far down the box of them that I can't even be bothered to pour it in a glass anymore.
So I was having a conversation once with somebody on that note of cider, cidre, or whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
That if it's apples, it's cider. If it's anything else, it's not cider. Even though it's classed as cider, they promote it as cider. Technically, it can't be cider because it's not based with apples.
I guess you're probably right. But does that mean it's still based with apples? They just flavour it with...
Yeah, to be honest, the person that told me that I don't talk to anymore, so I'd rather, let's just, let's not say they're right.
I have no idea. Mine could just be with cochineal and food colour and flavouring. I have no idea. It tastes nice though. All right. Right. We're making a few changes to the show over the next coming weeks. So the first change is that we're not all going to talk about a news story, but I'm still going to play that annoying jingle when I can get the right button.
A view of the news with Disafterdark.
Change number one to the show. Rather than each pick a various news item or two, or whatever happens to be in the news. We figured we'll pick one and just discuss it amongst ourselves. Because someone once said they quite like to keep the news, but they like our take on it. Now, whether that was just our wives saying it so that they could keep us out here for longer and not have to be in talking to them, I don't know.
Could possibly be.
Could possibly be. But
to be fair,
I think it might be someone else. Vicky, who isn't my wife.
Or mine, actually.
Or mine, yeah.
There we go. Anyway, so
sure she's someone's though, so that's good.
Yes,
and if not, she'd certainly make somebody a good wife.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Anyway,
that sounded.
Do you like this section?
Yeah, this section's good, isn't it? Insult a listener. Yeah, insult a listener with this. I'm going to get a new jingle for that.
First change. Insult the listener.
Change. We have a new insult a listener section.
Anyway,
so what news are we going to discuss today? Someone pick one.
Well, I think the one story that we should really focus on, because it happened just after our last episode, actually, was there was a massive announcement for, well, was it a massive announcement for Disneyland Paris, or was it a massive announcement for Shanghai Disneyland? That's the question.
Oh, fair question, yeah.
Because friend of the show, I think he said he once listened, because I kind of prompted him to say that. Philippe Gass, who was the head of Disneyland Paris, has been appointed general manager of the new Shanghai Disney Resort.
Oh, bonsoir, Philippe. We'll be able to visit you when it's finished.
Well, someone will be.
Yeah.
It won't be this guy. But yeah, so he's gone. I'm not sure actually how many years he's been there. 2008 actually was when he started there. Now, I've mentioned this before, but it was a long time ago. Listeners have probably gone and left since then. But on the occasion that I did have an audience with Mr. Gass, he did tell us that I think it was around 93. He was working in Disney World, and he was playing the role of the genie.
Okay.
As a meet and greet character. Was it Aladdin? It was one of the two. Either way.
That's risen through the ranks.
And that's it. I mean, it's really nice to hear about those kind of stories. Obviously, John Lasseter was another one who started as a street cast member, and he's done all right for himself, I think you can safely say.
Yeah.
And he's another one, to head up a park like Disneyland Paris. And also the fact that, I don't think it's entirely down to him, but the fortunes were revived with him under their leadership. So, he's done a good job.
That lamp really worked for Philippe, though, eh?
What's that, sorry?
That magic lamp really must have worked for Philippe.
Yeah.
So he's going pretty soon, but they have announced his replacement, because obviously these things are done in advance, obviously, before we hear about them. And Tom Wolber is going to be taking over.
And what character did he used to play in the past?
He used to play the elephant on the Jungle Cruise. He was the front end, obviously.
All right.
I'm not sure who was in the back, but
spent all the time with his trunks on, at least.
We should have really gone for more stories, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Not too late.
But apparently, from what I've read about Mr. Wolber, he's quite into his shops and restaurants when it comes to Disney, especially downtown. Apparently, he's had a lot to do with downtown Disney over in Orlando. So it'd be interesting to see.
He's quite big on multi-story car parks and construction.
They need one. They need one there. No, it'd be quite interesting to see if he does some sweeping changes with Disney Village. Obviously, they've done some changes in the last couple of years with the World of Disney store and the Lego store just opening up, but it's not changed a whole lot.
No.
So it'll be interesting.
You're talking to someone in the background, aren't you, Paul?
Oh, do you know that? I'm supposed to be on mute there. Sorry.
Well, we wondered who was joining the conversation. But yeah, so I mean, that's one of the areas in Disneyland Paris that. Squeak.
Sorry, my flies have just zipped up.
I wasn't sure if that was your Remy the Rat was making an appearance, but But yeah, I mean, even with the celebrations of the 20th anniversary, they didn't, other than the new World of Disney store, they didn't really do anything to the village.
No.
It could do with a little bit of sprucing up, I think, personally. I like spending time out there, but, when you compare it to a downtown Disney, it's no comparison, really. So it'd be interesting to see exactly what he does. And also, Paul, I think you were talking about looking at the shareholders list there. Did you see the latest profit results for Disneyland Paris?
Yeah. Down a little bit in the last quarter, about 4%, but I think they're up year to date about 5%. But one of the things that I thought was interesting is they're saying that room occupancy is down because of their hotel refurb program.
That's right, yeah.
Blaming that on some of it. But overall, not bad. I think 5% year to date.
And also, I think in the same article or same newsletter, they were talking about that they're going to be doing the same sort of work to the New York hotel, but it's going to be closed for a year. So they're actually it was Newport Bay, wasn't it? They're just done.
Yeah.
Or just finishing. Of course. And that's just finishing off now. But that was done in stages, so the hotel remained open. But the New York, they will actually be closing for about a year.
That
with
seems a strange decision.
Well, I suppose the thing is, if you're one hotel down, technically, those other hotels should be fuller.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a reason why. Maybe it's to drive people that only go to New York to try some of the other sites. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if they do any further discounts because there being one less hotel to drive business up as well. I don't know. But the expected reopening of that hotel will be just in time for their 25th anniversary. And they are talking about it being going from a 4-star hotel to like a luxury 4-star.
Okay.
So it will still be under, obviously, the Disneyland hotel. But
that's why the luxury 4-star, 4+.
Yes.
We can't go 5-star.
Yeah, we'll just add a plus to it. That'll do. But has anyone actually spent? I'm guessing no one's actually stayed at the Disneyland hotel.
I've not.
No. But has anyone actually spent time in the hotel?
No.
Not much. Had a look around it, just around the lobby area.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay,
You've been in it, Nick?
Yeah, well, obviously I've not afforded to stay there because it is quite expensive. And I don't know if you've seen our address, but they don't really like my kind there. And a little bit of a Star Wars reference. But yeah, we kind of, the last couple of trips that we've done, we've kind of made it a bit of a mission to actually spend time going around the hotels because the hotels, for people that haven't been to Disneyland Paris, the hotels aren't anywhere near as themed as the ones you would see at Disney World. And I've not seen...
Sequoia Lodge is pretty well done.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'd argue Sequoia Lodge is probably one of the better themed of the ones there.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, with the Santa Fe, it's got a bit of a cars thing to it. But
it's no Cars Land.
It's just definitely no Cars Land. But we decided to try and look around the hotels a bit just to see, spend a bit of time there looking at things and kind of getting a vibe of the atmosphere around them. And I mean, the Disneyland Hotel reminded me a fair bit actually of what's the one at Disney World? The kind of old English one.
The old English one in Disney World.
Disney World, not Grand Floridian.
Yeah, Grand Floridian.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Grand Floridian's nothing English at all. Right. But yeah, it kind of like had that kind of elegance about it. And what's unusual as well is it, unlike the other hotels, it's got a real smell to it, which they actually sell in the hotel shop for €50 a bottle.
Bargain.
And it's a really nice smell. It's an unusual smell, and I can't describe it, but it's good. And obviously, it's also got a California grill there, which is different to the one you get at Disney World as well. and a different kind of menu. But it's a really beautiful hotel to walk around. So, if you've got a bit of spare time, you just want to kind of chill out for a bit, I would recommend doing it. But actually, on that note, while I was talking about the hotels, I learned something the other week. Do you know why the hotels aren't really themed compared to the ones elsewhere?
I can hazard a guess, but I'm
What's your guess?
They're French.
Yes, that's exactly it. They're French. See you later, French listeners. No,
and Vicky, bye.
We're annoying a lot of people tonight. No, the actual reason is down to licensing.
Okay.
So the fact that obviously, unlike the other parks, Disney do not own the majority of Disneyland Paris. Well, they own the majority. They don't own as much of it as others. They don't own it outright. And so one of the ways they can get out of saving a bit of money is by not licensing. So basically, whenever something's licensed at Disneyland Paris, they have to pay Disney to use it.
Okay.
So for that exact reason, the hotels don't have the same kind of theming, because the less Disney they are, the less money they have to pay back to Disney.
That sounds a bit weird.
Well, it's money saving.
Well, we're all for a bit of that, except in your Disney vacation, where you want them to spend as much money as possible without charging you as much as they do.
Yeah. That's the reason why. It's because it saves them not having to pay Disney.
Excellent.
And increases their overall revenue, I suppose. So,
what would you classify as licensing, though? I mean, Hotel New York is actually a very nice hotel.
Yeah.
And it has got the New York theme to it. So, what else would you classify as a themed hotel outside?
Yeah, but what I mean is that so when you go to Pop Century,
yeah,
or the Art of Animation, there's one. That's probably the best example.
Okay, yeah.
So you've got your Cars theme, Finding Nemo, Little Mermaid.
All right.
All Disney properties.
I was going to say, because you've got things like Port Orleans Riverside, which is a fabulously themed little moderate hotel. Well, say little moderate hotel in Disney World. But if they could mimic that theme, that's the theming you need to go for.
Yeah.
But there isn't the licensing of the characters.
Yeah.
There isn't any characters really there. So
So I mean that's it. So they've kind of gone for the kind of more plain surroundings. I think that's it. It's sometimes you go into a room like Pop Century, there's like Disney bits in the wallpaper and in the bed linen and everything like that. And the Santa Fe, as we've mentioned, has the Cars theme to it. But none of the hotels have the same kind of touches like that.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go.
Okay, that's interesting. So he's off to Shanghai.
Yeah. Good luck to him. I mean, it probably was a case of, you can stay here or you can go to a park that's got a Tron attraction. And, like man after my own heart has gone, yep, Tron, that's me, I'm off.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was the only reason why.
I've just noticed how strongly your accent came out at that point.
I know.
You sounded like Bert the Sweet.
Yeah, I don't know where that come from.
Man off my own heart.
I really thought no one's heard that, so I'll get away with it as well.
But no, that couldn't have been any better if it wasn't followed up by Gore Blimey Mary Poppins.
By the way, when we're recording this, we just had a text in from Caitlin saying, when are you guys going to be in Florida? I've totally forgotten, I can't find the tweet. So, well, actually, you'll find out in a little bit.
Yeah, we will. Is that enough news today? Do you reckon 20 minutes is enough?
Did we talk about who's going to replace Philippe, though?
Yeah.
Did we? Tom Wahlberg, yeah?
Yeah.
And he's been there before. He was part of the management team when Disneyland.
We're going to have to get you a new microphone, Paul, because all I heard there was Donnie Wahlberg.
Donnie Wahlberg?
Yeah, he's playing Philip Gaston's story about his life. Anyway.
Oh, dear. Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough.
Done.
Fair enough. Oh, dear. What should we do next? Anyone want to suggest anything?
Yeah. Anybody been anywhere interesting recently?
Well, I'm supposed to answer yes to that question.
What a segue.
It's kind of very.
Otherwise, we haven't got a section.
I'll slip the £20 note back to you later. Thank you for asking. That's a good question, Paul. Has anyone? Yeah. No, I've just landed back 2 days ago from a week's trip to the head office in Los Angeles, which meant I had a Sunday free with which to obviously pass my time down Anaheim way. So for the second time in my Disney history, I actually made it to Disneyland to walk in the park, walked in. And for anyone thinking Sunday's a good idea to do that, it isn't. Absolutely heaving on an August Sunday. And yeah, it could have been a lot more interesting. So yeah, we started off. We tried to get there for rope drop, but as it was, we decided we were going to hire a car. So I had to go up to the airport to pick up the car to hire first. And for anyone who hires cars lots, get Avis's Platinum. I think they call it the President's Club, because we got an upgrade from a Ford Focus-like car to a Camaro convertible for $20 for the day.
Wow.
So, yeah, but it was a bit foggy and a bit overcast, and it started to rain that day, but like all true Brits in a convertible in California, we wound the roof down and drove along with water bouncing off the top of my head, like it does. Probably got to the park about 9 o'clock, 9:30, straight in through the gates to Disneyland Park, and yeah, then we wandered in and thought, what on earth have we done here? It was heaving. So it wandered around. We got Space Mountain ridden. We got Star Tours ridden. My whinging, whining workmate managed to complain about his back and his feet, so we started calling it a day. Quick walk around. Well, we came back down, and this is where it gets disappointing. Disneyland, you are the one and the only Disneyland. You are the first and prime park, and the one that all true Disney fans should make your way to. But the quality of hot dogs on what is Casey's Corner is now Coca-Cola Corner. It's Casey's Corner. Why have you changed the name? Have Coca-Cola forced you to change the name? That's disgusting. But the quality of hot dogs there is disappointing. Apparently, I could have gone and got a corn dog, but I have no idea what one of those actually is, and it doesn't even sound appealing. So we went for a hot dog, which was basically a Frankfurter. They were like Disneyland Paris's hot dogs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were no Casey's Corner, and it was very, very disappointing. What the earth is going on there?
So Paul's going to hyperdrive.
Yeah. Look at that stick shift. So we kind of made our way out of that park and straight across to California Adventure, where we looked around. We had a quick ride, but everything was just far too busy and far too heaving. And as much as I would have loved to have stayed there all day, right the way through until parades, fireworks and World of Colours, if you ever get the chance to travel with a whining whinger, make it a solo trip. So next time I'm back out in a quarter's time, in 3 months, I might just leave him back at the hotel. And travel. Anyone else who wants to meet me there, you're more than welcome.
So I need to know more about this. I'm very disturbed by the news you just given me. So they've replaced Casey's Corner with Coca-Cola Corner.
Well, I don't know if it ever was a Casey's Corner there. I'm used to Magic Kingdom, Walt Disney World, and even Disneyland Paris was last time I was there, Casey's Corner.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah,
it wasn't Casey's Corner of the same caliber, to use a really poor alliteration.
Yeah,
but we wandered around and I found a cast member. He had his walkie-talkie on and his little name badge, and I said, "Excuse me, where does one go to find the best hot dogs around here?" And he turned round and, to his credit, he said, "Best is a Yeah. He said, well, best is all relative, but around here, and he did the Disney point, and he said down there on Coca-Cola Corner, which caught me unawares. What? So yeah, Casey's Corner is now Coca-Cola Corner, and I find that worse than putting a Starbucks on Main Street.
Well, apparently, I'm just reading up on this now. It's called officially. It's called Refreshment Corner.
Okay.
Opened July 17th, 1955. But it does look like it's always been known as Refreshment Corner. So, you know, at least it's not like they've replaced Casey's.
No.
Like they've like, changed it from a Casey's to Coca-Cola. Because, I mean, one thing that no one was happy with the Starbucks opening up is the fact that it's a Starbucks.
Yeah.
It's not selling Starbucks coffee, it's a Starbucks. And you know, I get that. But yeah, it looks like it's always been Refreshment Corner. It's just that it's, you know, powered by Coca-Cola or whatever.
And credit where credit's due. I should have got the cast member's name because he put a smile on my face. I think he realised that I was a slightly sarcastic Brit. And hey, I'm in America. I'd finished my large soda, and I went up and just grinned at him and went, "So, do I get a refill?" And he looked at me as if saying, "No, sir." It's like, oh, come on. I thought I'm in America. It's like constant. Everywhere you go, it's just free refills of soda, isn't it? And he went, "You're not in America, sir. You're in Disneyland." It's like, I wanted to bow down and go, much respect to that answer.
He sounds like he should have been one of our listeners.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, okay, I get you. Grinned at him and then went back to my table. And got a frozen ice slushie. It was mango. It's lovely.
But Paul, like, they do a mac and cheese hot dog. This sounds phenomenal. How can this be so poor?
I had the chili dog.
Okay.
And yeah, cheese and chili. And, you know, to its credit, it was a Frankfurter in a bun with some chili on top and a cheese and a sprinkling of grated cheese. I couldn't tell you what it was. It wasn't a cracking Wensleydale.
Obviously.
So I think it was some sort of grated Monterey Jack substitute.
Now, I've never eaten a corn dog, but I have seen them before, and I've just looked up exactly what a corn dog is, just so I can make sure I get it right for everybody. Yeah. And it says a corn dog is a hot dog sausage coated in a thick layer of cornmeal batter and deep fried and served on a stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think of it as a sausage supper.
I think I kind of thought it's a Savoy.
Yeah.
It says that it was first made famous by Elvis Presley, who wrote a song about it. So that may or may not be. Dog. Yeah, that may or may not be true. I may have just made that up. I'll leave you to decide, listeners.
Yeah. It's either way. You got a choice: giant turkey leg or corn dog. No, I think I'll go for the hot dog. And they sliced my bun all the way through, which made it really difficult to pick up.
Huh?
Yeah, whether it was an accident or whether it just tore. But obviously it's got the soggy meat substitute stuff on top that made up the chili.
Mm.
And yeah, it made it a bitch to pick up.
You're just crying all the time, Paul.
Oh, I'm such a whiner. I'm in Disneyland. Be happy.
Or do you mean a wiener?
We'll get there.
Thank you very much. I also found out recently that Casey's Corner, or the aforementioned Casey of the logo, is actually like a Disney cartoon character.
Oh, is he in the baseball one with Goofy?
No, he's obviously in a baseball one.
Yeah.
But no, not with Goofy. Right. He's in two actually.
Okay.
He's in two shorts. I saw them for the first time very recently, and very pleased I was with them as well.
Casey at the bat. Is that one of them?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that's the first one.
Yeah.
Has he got a son, Casey Jr.?
No. Well, okay. I think he does in the second one, actually, saying that, but not named the same. I think they were Arthur Dunbar as well, but very good.
Based on a poem, actually.
You. Yeah, but very good. Well done. You condescending git.
condescending it by name, condescending it by nature. And I think we have a new catchphrase, everyone. That didn't take long. It's been a rough day. I apologise. That joke was much more deserving of my scorn. Here, how would you like some scorn on that hot dog with your chili? A nice spoonful of scorn.
Fantastic. So that was it. Yeah, not really much of a trip report because it was only like 3 hours long.
Well, in that case, I can do a kind of report myself.
If you wouldn't mind.
Because, not that I've been on a trip yet, although I'll be going shortly, but not as shortly as you guys. I did take a trip to the local multiplex, where I saw the latest Disney Marvel film, which is called, for those that don't know, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
A swig of gin for the working man. And it's had very good reviews, and that kind of worries me sometimes. I do think, because it's been hyped up so much, how am I going to enjoy it? Is it going to be good? Blah blah blah. And I've got to say, it's a Marvel film, as I've just said.
Yep.
But for those that have seen Iron Man and Avengers and everything like that, it's nothing like those at all. Okay. Although it's a Marvel film, it's completely different. I coined it after seeing it. I said, if Star Wars wasn't coming out next year, this would be the Star Wars of this generation.
Okay.
It's very much a sci-fi film. It's a very funny sci-fi film, but there's also lots of action as well. But watching it, I felt almost the same way as I did when I first saw Star Wars, albeit about 26 years older. But absolutely amazing. Like, the effects are great, the acting's great, the comedy's great, as I said, the soundtrack is great. There's really not much to fault with the film. But I would say, if you're used to the kind of Marvel superhero things and that's what you're expecting, don't expect to see that at all, because you're not going to get that. But you are going to get a phenomenal summer blockbuster, and it's breaking all kinds of records, and deservedly so. I did get a little bit worried that they announced a sequel before the first one came out. I was getting a kind of flashback to John Carson and stuff like that, but no, it's very good. And a good friend of the show, Craig, highly recommended it, although he also said the same thing about Maleficent. But this time, he's spot on.
Excellent.
So, Guardians of the Galaxy, go see it.
It gets 2 thumbs up from you.
I get 3, but that's because I lived too close to a power plant when I was younger. And also, for those going to see it at the cinema, or later when it gets released on home, stay till the end of the credits for the typical Marvel post-credit stinger. It's been reported quite openly what it is. I'm not going to say anything about it. All I will say is that if you're familiar with certain 80s comic book films, it's a very good reference. My friend wasn't aware of that when we saw it yesterday and had no idea what he just witnessed at the end, but a nice little joke for 80s comic book fans there.
Sweet.
Is the raccoon as annoying as it looks in the trailer?
Is who?
The raccoon. Raccoon.
You know what? When I left there, I wanted to grow up to become that raccoon.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's not a Jar Jar thing, so...
I couldn't do it, but yeah. No, actually, the raccoon is excellent.
Yeah?
Nowhere near as annoying as... to me, didn't look to be that annoying. I thought he'd have less screen time than he actually did, going by the trailer, for no reason, I just thought that he might do. And he didn't. The only thing that I thought let it down a little bit, so Bradley Cooper's the voice of Rocket Raccoon.
Okay.
But you don't really get that vibe from him. So he's kind of done his own thing rather than, I'm Bradley Cooper and this is my voice. He's actually done something called acting.
No.
I know. Oh, just like Tim Curry. And also, Vin Diesel plays Groot, which is the tree-like creature that you see as well. The role the character seemed very much like the Iron Giant.
Okay.
And it's played by Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
who obviously voiced the Iron Giant. So that was the only thing that I thought it's a little bit similar. But saying that, I loved the Iron Giant. I loved the character of Groot, so I can't moan too much. That's the only thing I thought was a bit predictable. Or I kind of seen it somewhere before, but no, very, very good. So yeah, 3 thumbs up.
Yeah, good. Sounds good. I want to see the In-Betweeners this weekend. Definitely not a Disney movie.
No, enjoyable though, nonetheless.
Enjoyable, yeah. Few good laughs in it. Stupid, but a few good laughs.
It sums up this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I must get to the cinema. All I saw was, what did I see this week? Yeah, I didn't see anything on the plane that I actually wanted to watch, so I sat down and watched episodes of Shark on my iPad. Really? Not a big Disney fan, so I can't comment on that. Irrelevance. Babbling now.
Speaking of irrelevance,
yeah.
I don't know. I thought if I said that, you might say, "Yeah, now we're going to do this."
Speaking of something completely irrelevant, and now for something completely different. Dear.
Well, as it comes to that point of the show where it's time to put somebody in the hot seat of the segment that we affectionately call Disaster Mind.
Well, you see, I was going to try and talk for long enough because I know who's up for it this time.
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah, well, we could do it now and then move on with our pre-trip reports afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go out on a high.
Yeah, because definitely my answers are not going to be... Right, well, if you're standing by with the questions and the timer...
Yeah, we'll see how this works.
Mr. Dolan, you've got the questions?
I've got a different set of questions, obviously, from the ones that Paul would normally use, because otherwise that'd be too easy for him.
That's very true. But
we'll give it a go.
All right.
Okay, so when you're ready, we'll do a 3, 2, 1, and then we'll start.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
There we go.
Good. So, what were Mickey and Minnie's original names?
Oh, Mortimer and Winifred.
What was the working title for Fantasia?
Oof.
Oh, The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
What did Aladdin steal from the marketplace?
An apple. Oh, it's like a brain.
In Pinocchio, who called Jiminy Cricket a grasshopper?
Oh, I would go with the Blue Fairy.
What was Wally's favourite musical?
Oh, the Carousel.
Okay, what is Boo's real name in Monsters Inc?
Oh, Samantha Janus.
Well, skip that one. Skip that one as well.
That's how I do it.
Yeah, what was Walt Disney's first live-action film?
Oh, okay. First live-action film. Excluding any animation. Oh, good grief. Pass.
Right. How old was Ariel in The Little Mermaid?
I hope she was 16, the way I look at her in those seashells.
Which was the only dwarf that didn't sing Hi-Ho?
Grumpy.
Sure?
Not in the slightest, but that's the answer I'll give because it's the most feasible in my own head.
Okay.
5 seconds.
Which...
Start so you finish. Go on.
Right. So, which Disney animated feature had the most songs? Frozen, Jungle Book, Sleeping Beauty, or Alice in Wonderland?
Jungle Book.
Okay. And at the end of that, they were tough questions. I will admit that.
Let's go through them and you can score up at the end.
So, what were Minnie and Mickey's original names? It was Mortimer and Minerva.
Oh.
That's a toughie. That is a toughie.
No half points.
Yeah, what was the working title for Fantasia? It was the concert feature. Actually, it's fantastic. No. And then, which what did Aladdin steal for the marketplace? You said an apple, and I would have said that as well, but it was the loaf of bread.
Yeah.
Oh, Apple what though? Mac, iPods.
Pad. It was an iPad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Always get those in the marketplace.
From Blue Water. And the siren went off on the way up. Right. So in Pinocchio, who called Jiminy Cricket a grasshopper? You said the blueberry. I would have said that, but it was
Was
Lampwick.
it Gideon? Oh, who was it?
Yeah, Lampwick.
Oh, okay.
What was Wally's favourite musical?
I know it.
Yeah, go for it.
Hello, Dolly.
Correct.
Oh.
Now, can I just point out? I know that I've never seen the musical. Okay, but I know that answer. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. What is Boo's real name in Monsters Inc? It's Mary.
Oh, fair enough.
Right. And yeah. What was Walt Disney's first live action film? It was Treasure Island.
I would have said The Reluctant Dragon.
That recent.
Yeah, that recent. How old was Ariel when she put on her seashells? 16. Thank God for that. Right.
18 in America, boys and girls.
Which was the only dwarf that didn't sing Hi Ho?
Dopey.
Dopey, because he can't see anything.
He's mute. I was.
And
in
what
my head you said that.
Which animated feature has the most songs? And the possible answers were Frozen, Jungle Book, Sleeping Beauty, Alice in Wonderland. And Nick,
Alice in Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland.
You know what? I would have gone Frozen straight away, but then when I thought about how many songs in Alice in Wonderland, there's quite a few little songs.
Yeah.
As well. So that's a good fact though.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
They're
that.
pretty tough though. I've actually somewhere I've got and during one of the previous segments you might have heard a noise, and that was me trying to find Disney's Trivial Pursuit. Is that what you use, Paul?
Yeah.
Right, I'll find it for next time. We could do a rerun on that.
No, I'll settle for one so far then.
Right.
So is that how many points Paul ended up with?
Yeah. 1.5, but he's
Hey,
not
well,
allowed.
Paul, you know what's good with that is that gets
still
you
in the
into the
top
top 10.
Yeah.
Can I just say though, although it's not going to make any difference because your answer was Samantha Janice,
Yeah.
I disagree the fact that Boo's name is Mary.
Right.
I'm pretty certain that the actress who voiced her was called Mary, but the theory was that her name is actually Bonnie because the girl in Toy Story 3 who gets the toys from Andy is apparently the grown-up Boo.
Oh, okay.
That's the
question-
theory. That's the
Question
theory.
just says, what is Boo's real name? So I wonder if they meant real as in the actress.
Yeah, so that's a cop-out question.
Yeah.
That's no fault of yours, Paul. Not
Yeah.
holding you responsible,
Thank
but
you,
it's a
isn't
more
it?
question.
Because largely it was never ever going to be Samantha Janus
Hey, well, you never know.
or her
In an
father,
alternative world,
or her father Hugh.
yes, and he is.
He must have heard that one so many times.
But I think before we wrap this show up,
We're not
I
wrapping up
know. Well, what I mean is, well, yeah, we're not wrapping up. We know. But there are two very fine gentlemen associated with this podcast, who you might have heard their voices before, who are shortly making a trip to the great state of Orlando.
yet. And now you're going to really wind people up, aren't you?
I don't know why.
Well, Orlando's not
Oh
state, is
God,
it?
it's Florida. Oh, I do this every time. To be fair though, like if you know, Americans ask where Birmingham is or something. You know.
Yeah. The
Put
great
it in
state.
Scotland.
The great state of Birmingham.
Yeah. So apologies, but you
So if
knew
anyone
what I
else-
meant really.
So if anyone asks what state is Birmingham in, what do you answer?
I'll tell you what state I'm in. Slightly drunk. And that's my excuse, all right?
Yes. There's a couple of us going out there.
Yeah.
Ranging from the 13th to well, I'm out on the 13th. You're out on the 29th.
29.
Yeah, of August.
Yeah,
Which means by the time I actually get round to producing this, because we've still got one in the can, in professional radio speak, we'll be out there already.
Yeah.
Come round and say hello. Yeah. I'm flying out with British Airways from Gatwick. What about yourself, Paul?
Yeah, same. British Airways Gatwick.
Yeah, on a Saturday, BA 2037. So if
Right,
anyone's
I don't know.
if anyone's gone back in time to listen to this show before they left and is on the same plane as me, say hello. I just know that I'm going to be held up over this one. So yeah, fly out on a Saturday, land Saturday afternoon, and we're not planning on doing anything Sunday because I'm not sure it'll be fair on the little ones to get them up and say, that's it, you've just had a 6-hour flight and now your body clock's all messed up. Get up for rope drop, you two. Although chances are they'll be up at like 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
I would say poking us, but that's a different thing.
Who's gone with you, Paul?
Well,
Have you got the
first,
group?
there's 4 of us originally, which is myself, the wife, and the 2 girls, and we've got a couple of family friends and their daughter, eldest son, and their father coming with them. So there's 5 of them. They're staying in one villa. We originally booked like a 4 or 5 bedroom villa, and then we invited my sister and brother-in-law, and we invited another friend of ours, and both of them turned around and said, oh yeah, I'd love to come. And then she never actually got round to it, so we didn't push it. So we've got plenty of room for us and the girls, which is nice. Little 4x4 hired for the week, and 21 days of mayhem to ensue. So
at the end of this, we're going to run a competition, and the prize is one of Paul's spare bedrooms for 2 weeks.
Yeah, if you
in the state of Orlando.
Yeah, if you promise to babysit for a week, for a couple of nights, then you can have a spare room, and I'll go out and get drunk. Otherwise, the wife will never let me. Even a couple of people who were going to drink round Epcot with us have now dropped out because they've got to fly out the day after. So it's like, no, I've got to fly out on the Tuesday. So yeah, meet us in Epcot on Monday. Something.
Yeah.
But the usual things: Disney World and all its 4 parks and water parks, SeaWorld and its parks and water park for one day, Universal for its 2 parks. I'm still not sure whether or not a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old will get on well with Harry Potter too much.
Fly, is he going to be there?
Yeah, and they hate him. Don't get on well with Daniel Radcliffe at all. Didn't like him last time they met him, so. I just don't know, because everyone is, no, my son was 5 and he loved the ride or whatever. I'm sure the oldest is big enough to go on it height-wise, but they've never really watched the films. They've definitely never read the books, and they're sensitive little souls, really. They're fairly brave when it comes to going on your big Thunder Mountains and your things like that, but I'm not sure what they'll make of Harry Potter, so I don't want to disappoint our fans and listeners by coming back going, no, been there for another time, never set foot in Harry Potter. But yeah, I don't know. So if anyone wants to let us know if they think a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old should go on it, or if I should just scare them witless regardless and video it for YouTube, like a good father.
Definitely option 2.
Yeah.
Tickets for Kennedy Space Center there somewhere, and a few meals pre-booked, but because we're not staying on property this time, we had the 60-day. We didn't have the 60-day window for booking our Fast Pass Pluses, and at 30 days, it doesn't matter what time in the morning I got up. 5 o'clock in the morning, watching the clock tick past midnight. All the Fast Passes, even for the meet and greets for your Elsa and your Anna, had all gone.
Yeah.
All the Fast Passes for the Seven Dwarf Mine Train had all gone. Now, apparently, it's still going to be fairly empty come that time in September. It's some very low days. But
that's right. 1s and 2s on the cruise calendar.
Yeah. But hopefully that will still be the case, even with all the Elsa and Anna meet and greets and stuff going on. And I wonder what Universal's going to be like midweek at that time when everyone's gone back. Hopefully that will be fairly sane and stable as well. But,
I hope so.
I'm not a big fan of queuing if I can at all help it.
But you're British.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, we queue well. We queue so well.
We queue so well, but we don't want to do it as a hobby when we got. go on holiday.
For those that don't know, we're very polite queuers over here.
Yeah, we don't do the barging in stuff.
No, we just moan about it.
Yeah.
We won't even say anything to you. We'll just go, wow, look at that person barging in.
Yeah, and then we fly back British Airways. And I know a couple of BA pilots, so I have put in the request for a good word for us. Hopefully. BA don't normally run an upgrade list, but
Yeah.
I'm hopeful. What about yourself, Paul?
That's the way you want it. That's the way you want it.
Yeah, you're Gatwick as well?
Yeah, Gatwick, British Airways. We leave on the 29th, which, as I said, is my birthday.
Hey.
Flying to Orlando, we pick up a car at the airport, and then we drive to Disney, and we're in Old Key West again. This is our third time in Old Key West. And there's myself and my wife, Kerry, and then our youngest daughter, Heather, and her boyfriend, James, and he hasn't been since he was a kid. He's 20 now, so Heather's going to be showing him the sights. He hasn't seen or doesn't remember most of that stuff, so that should be fun. So 4 of us going out there, and we're there for 17 nights, I think, but we've only got a 14-day Disney ticket. So the first couple of days, we're going to just do the beach and Universal, going to spend the day at Universal, and then our Disney tickets will start on I think it's the 2nd September, and we're there until come back on the 15th, get back here on the 16th. We've got a dining plan, so we're looking forward to trying a couple of new places that we've never been before. We're going to try, we've got Casina booked, but Casina closes about 2 weeks after we're due to dine there, so I'm not quite sure about that.
Oh, yeah, it might be winding down. Are they going to fully stock it up till that point?
Yeah, that's right. So we may change that one.
Yeah.
A couple other ones we've never tried before, Via Napoli, we'll try that. And have you tried that one?
It not long open when we went. So we went on the last trip that we had, and very nice pizza. Yeah. I mean, think of it of more Pizza Express than Pizza Hut.
Okay.
That's the good way of saying it.
Yeah.
That puts it in a better light. Yeah.
Yeah. And some good beers that are exclusive to that location as well.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what was on the menu now because it was a few years back, but I remember that being one of the big selling points, and I certainly took them up on it.
I'd be rude not to, so
indeed.
I'll try not to offend anybody. In fact, I'll go to some lengths to not offend them by drinking a beer. And then we're going to try Splitsville, the new bowling place. Just to have a there one night. We're going to try Tokyo Dining in Epcot. We've done Teppanydo, which is the one where everybody sits around the hot plate and they chop stuff up, and it's quite fun. But we haven't tried the other one, so we're going to try that. And then the big thrill for the holiday is Victoria and Albert's. I had a big birthday last year.
Nice.
Everybody clubbed together, kids clubbed together, and we're going to do Victoria and Albert's.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'll let you know what that's like.
Yeah, that's a trip report we want, that one.
Yeah. That is one of the things that's on my bucket list to do at the parks.
And then on our last night, we've got Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and I think you've done that also, Paul.
We are, yes. Yeah, I'll have to remind you what date we're on one of them. I think we're up for the 11th or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we come back the day after Mickey's Not So Scary.
Aye. Aye. Busy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I know, the countdown's on, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so excellent.
You were saying about trying to get upgrades and everything like that. Just a thought. Had you not thought about getting on a plane and saying, "Do you not know who I am?" And showing them your new, and I'm sure soon to be available to buy for the public, Disafterdark T-shirt.
Which are on their way to everyone as we speak.
But for those that aren't getting one in the post, they can buy one soon.
Somewhere.
Yeah, at some point.
Yeah. Look out.
We'll let you know when.
Cool.
Yeah. If anybody listening is in the park and they spot a couple of red and peeling geezers wearing Disafterdark T-shirts, come and say hello.
Yeah. Look, Look for the slightly older, balding English gentleman, and it's either me or Paul. So you'll just have to guess on the accent which one it is.
One will say, go blimey, and the other one will say, fuck I do.
That's the first time I've ever actually heard a Scotsman say that. Marvellous. Right, well, that's the rundown of that. Did we ask a question on Facebook? We did, didn't we?
We did indeed, actually. It's a good point, which we referenced earlier on in the show, actually.
We did, yeah.
So we just asked our listeners, and it's listeners because, to be honest, if you're not listening, you're probably not following us on Facebook. Saying that, I'm sure there's people that are listening that aren't following us on Facebook. So those people that are listening to us that aren't following us on Facebook, please do. And for those that are following us on Facebook but don't listen to us, please do that as well. Anyway, the question... I knew the point I was getting at.
We're getting there.
I really was. And the question we asked was, what can we do to improve our podcast? All answers are considered and will feature in tonight's recording. Which is now.
Yeah.
Is what we're doing now. So, that's true. So I'll kick off with former guest on the show, and I'm sure probably future one as well, Anthony King, who said the following: how can you perfect perfection? Gets a bigger and better weenie, which we also referenced earlier on.
I believe so.
And having a few hot barmaids would be nice too. What I learned from that is that Anthony's idea of perfection, his standards must be very low. Bless you for saying it. I'm not sure if you meant it generally or you're just being a bit of a suck up, but it was very nice of you to say so. But, geez, I'm one of the hosts of this thing, and I can tell you it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But thank you for your kind words. We are working on the barmaid situation, aren't we? We are recruiting.
We're recruiting. Yeah. It's just a mouse. It's just a mouse and a duck at the moment. So.
Yeah. So once we've sorted that situation out, we've got some hot barmaids. We will let you know and show you pictures. Thank you very much, Anthony.
Well, I'm going to go through three on the trot here. The first one, Peter Ponticaro, our resident medic and qualified first aider for the pub.
Yes.
My only complaint is the inconsistent audio quality, which we've tried to work on from time to time, and then we mess it up again. Sorry.
We're working on another plan at the moment, which we're going to do some demo runs off, I think, and if that works, then we'll go forward with it.
Once we'll get back off holiday, we're trying to go Dolby Digital Audio.
Yeah, surround sound.
So the podcast will only be listened to by people with 5.1 speakers.
Or 7.1.
Oh, we go modern.
We'll upscale it to 7.1 if required.
Excellent. Yeah. Available in 1080p.
Yes.
Well, Peter, thank you. Yes, we do work on that, and we do understand. We know we have problems with that front, but it's very difficult to operate a mixing desk when you're absolutely wasted. So,
yes.
And Rhiann Redman, she requested that we ban the use of the other X are available phrase. Lol. Apart from that, it's by far the best podcast there is. Again, thank you. It's very kind of you, and it's very good to have listeners with that low standard.
It says Ryan at the end of that, so I'm not sure if it was Rhiann or Ryan that wrote that. Either way, as I said earlier, fine. I'm happy with that. It's been the catchphrase since probably episode 1. Happy to change it. Any suggestions welcome.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Dear. And the third one in that particular chain is from Alex Harvey, who said, yes, she agrees with Peter and Rhiann. You guys do the best podcast. Again, thank you very much for having such low standards. But she is, however, partial to the sexy Scottish accent.
Oh, hey. Do my Sean Connery.
I'm just so rubbish with accent. I try a Sean Connery and it comes out as a bad Dutchman. Comes out like Steve McLaren.
Or me, who tries to actually do a normal kind of English accent of sorts and occasionally slip into East London Essex, as you noticed earlier on, and was blatantly pointed out by Paul.
Occasionally slip into Dick Van Dyke. Yeah.
That doesn't sound good at all.
And I think there's just 2 more. Which was from Kevin Curtis Allen, who said, more alcohol. Remember, you're a long time dead. Very true. But as you pointed out, that's why the audio quality isn't always great. But we'll bear that in mind. And also future guest Ian Shaw.
No. Past guests by the time they've heard this one. But future guests because I haven't done it yet.
Actually,
but there is a Doctor Who thing, so I don't know.
Scrap that, reverse it, edit that bit out.
Yeah.
Because actually, what we should be saying is Dr. Squidgy.
Dr. Squee, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dr. Squee. So let's erase that bit where we mention the name or comedy bleep out.
Yeah.
Comedy bleep out. We never do enough of those. Comedy bleep out the name I just said. And Dr. Squee said, love the show as a Disney neutral man. And it's a good sign that I listen to all the shows now, which, if you're glad for punishment, thank you. And maybe more guest Whovians.
Yeah.
And he's hinting at any coming up.
Yes.
Which there are.
I think the final one we got here, because it was a slow news day, or we didn't get the question out in time. Tony Whedon, you could have me on I Love the Classics. Tony, when are you free? Because you're on.
He's a Brit as well.
Yeah. And
it could be quite. I warn you now. It could be quite a messy show. Now you've said that.
Yeah.
You know what? This is a challenge. Actually, I'm not even gonna. I'm friends with Tony. We used to go to college together. He's a good lad.
Okay.
So the thing is, I know he occasionally listens to this podcast, but not all the time. So you know what? I'm not even going to tell him that we've mentioned this tonight, and the fact that we've actually now invited him on the show to be a guest.
All right.
I'm going to wait for him to hear this.
Okay.
And see how long it takes. An interesting social experiment. Let's all pick straws as to what that could be. That'll be fun for everyone. A fun game you could play that on your flights.
Yeah, we could.
Ask everyone on the plane.
Ask everyone, are you coming on the podcast? What?
No. Ask how long it's going to take for Tony to listen to this show and reply to it.
I'll fire up a jingle for that for the next few shows. How long till Tony replies?
By the way, we're not going to play the audio, but we are recording a new theme tune. We've got the vocal to an extent settled down, or we've got ideas about that. But what we could really do with is something to actually help us make the music. So if anyone is listening who wants to help us with that, you can get in touch via the website at www.disafterdark.com, and you can email us at podcast@disafterdark.com.
Or tweet us at Disafterdark, or you can contact us on facebook.com/Disafterdark, or on micechat.com.
YouTube under Disafterdark Podcast, Instagram, V24 Radio, the rest of them. And what Nick's actually alluding to is we could do with someone who can play a bit of piano and maybe even sing a bit.
Not that we don't know somebody that's been involved in this show previously who might have that kind of experience. Don't really want to.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to be able to understand the lyrics, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking more. We've had somebody on a couple of times, a good friend of the show, who tickles the ivories.
Yeah.
I don't want to push too hard. Maybe I could contact him, I don't know, tomorrow, and just put some feelers out there to see if he knows what I mean.
I think I know what you mean.
But we'll see. Open to any suggestions at all.
Fantastic. Yeah, we're not after drummers or bass players.
Not yet.
We're not forming a
Disafterdark band.
With the pub singer doing the lyrics.
The pub singer and the Disafterdark players. Excellent.
Oh, marvellous. I think that's nearly it for the day. So, right, before I find the right button. Thank you, gentlemen. It has been a pleasure again. If I don't see you in the meantime, and we don't have another show, which we should record at some point in the future, we'll see you when we get back from various holidays. Have a wonderful summer, dear listener. And we will see you all in a fortnight.
Bon voyage.
Which, for our American listeners, is 2 weeks.
The timescales are available. Oh, damn it!
He's done it!
That didn't last long.
Yeah, although there's absolutely no point making this a drinking game, is there?
No, that is not.
No. All right. Well, I'm going to hit this button then. Cheerio, listener. See you all in a few weeks' time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Growing older is mandatory. Growing up is optional. Disafterdark, the podcast that's nearly the same as all the others.
Oh, I'll just cut that out and say, we're out. See you later.